Whenever you put it on a huge event, like a huge concert, like the coronation concert out at Windsor Castle, you hope that, first of all, it's going to be great weather. It was, thankfully. But above all else, you're kind of looking at the big superstars that you could invite. This was the bigger problem, of course, for His Royal Highness, the Prince of Wales, who was charged really with putting most of the show together. Hosted by Hugh Bonneville to great success. Difficult as well, you see, when you are, for instance, the Prince of Wales, who was charged with putting together a huge show. You know, which stars would you invite? What would entertain their majesties, the King and the Queen? Queen Camilla, King Charles. Difficult because when you've had such an expansive time, you've got to make sure you get the right people. I think he did a terrific job. I don't know if you agree, but I thought it was a really clever, interesting mix. Lionel Richie, what a star. I mean, you know, whether you like him or not, the songs really remain in your conscience, don't they? But there was one person, and this is, well, two people should I say, that really stole the show, particularly if you are Princess Charlotte and Prince George. Now, lots of people were asking me, you know, where was Prince Louis after his spectacular animated sort of appearance on the balcony of Buckingham Palace? All eyes were looking once again for Prince Louis. But according to Catherine, the Princess of Wales, it was too late for him to stay up for such a concert. I often wonder, you know, when they look back in history, they think, well, why wasn't I allowed for that? Why couldn't I go for that too? You know what it's like. You always do, don't you? But what was really interesting, in my opinion, and I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below, the true stars of the show, particularly for Charlotte and George, were none other than the Muppets. That's right, Kermit and Miss Piggy. International superstars now for decades. I've been lucky enough to meet Kermit the Frog. I've been battered by Miss Piggy, and they are wonderful characters. I thought it was a brilliant adjustment inside the royal box to have the Muppets, you know, Kermit and Miss Piggy. I thought it worked very well. Very similarly, wasn't it, to the late and brilliant Dame Edna Everage, aka Barry Humphries, in the royal box for the Royal Variety Performance. It just added a bit of fun. Well, here's the inside track, because both Prince George and Princess Charlotte, while all were very keen to meet the superstars, entertaining their majesties on the stage outside in Windsor, really wanted a picture with Miss Piggy and Kermit the Frog. Well, you would, wouldn't you? I mean, you know, they are true superstars. Move over, Lionel. Kick off, Katie. Let's get near Kermit. And of course, they naturally obliged. But it's so strange because, you know, what you could see, what I found quite amusing actually, was the fact that Catherine was making sure that she could engineer this, you know. And of course, you know, the Princess Charlotte really was very keen on this picture. So you could only imagine when they return back to school later next week and they go, well, what did you do in the school holidays? Oh, never mind the coronation. I met Kermit the Frog. Which just goes to show it doesn't matter what you present in front of children, whatever age they are, whatever background they're from, if you get the right guest, then simply, you definitely, in this modern social media age, want to be pictured with them. And royal children are simply no different from you and I. By the way, a huge thank you to Kermit and Miss Piggy for a spectacular night. I truly think, yes, Miss Piggy, you were truly the star of the show. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.